Don't include it. Please don't include it. Please do not include it. Please. Uh-huh. He said trees. Indeed. Yeah, because I definitely would say that. Come on. I connected again. We're in trouble. We are in some deep trouble. We are in some deep trouble. We are in some deep trouble. No. Alright, I think we need to break. I think we need to break into party if Lucky Dog is urging for that to happen. You're on. You're in the stream. Should we break in the party? Or no? No. Okay. Alright. Okay. All I wanna be where I wanna be. I just want to make sure Lucky Dog has his audio in before we take off. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I would have preferred you to not have it in at that point. Yeah. 49er, thanks for the host. I appreciate it a lot, especially since, you know, I'm living on pennies to try to keep this channel afloat, so much appreciated. Uh-huh. All right, it is 7:29 Eastern Standard Time here in the United States. We are just a couple minutes away. Oh, I am playing myself through Twitch. That's annoying. Anyways, we head to Russia tonight for round 13 of 15. As we head down to the closing stretches. Last week, we saw Aldifer win his race and Austin finished second, me for third. That has definitely put a hold on the championship fight. Midnight has now had his lead shrink from 33 to 21 over Aldifer and 28 over Austin. VTech, who had a lot of promise to start, started to falter throughout the race and is now 41 points out of a championship. As of that, I do think Riot 2 still has a chance at the championship. But other than that, those are your front runners going for the title. Yeah. So Lucky Dog, any comments on last week?
Okay. It was pretty boring in my opinion. The race had a good start to the session, but after that it was pretty boring. Everyone spaced out and there really wasn't anything happening, and which is kind of unfortunate. But hey, that was a street course. Not a lot was really supposed to happen. Longest race of the season that was, and hopefully Russia will provide something different. We saw last season that there were variable conditions that happened, so dry and then went to rain racing. So you might see that here today, but then again, sometimes Russia can be bone dry, so we're going to have to... I think it's going to be bone dry this race, but you never know what Mother Nature could throw up.
Bone dry. That's for sure. If you guys recall back, we don't really see a lot of rain in Russia. And in the World Cup, we didn't see too much of that either. But last season in F1, in Shake and Bake F1, we did actually have quite a bit of rain, if I recall correctly. We had EVR Lucky Dog win by a very comfortable margin over, I think, Tactical Austin. And NASCAR 41-24-14 finished third in that race. And that, just like in real life, was very early on in the season, but now it's been pushed a little later, so we'll see how that shapes out the season. As I was saying just a couple minutes before, the championship battle has shrunk a little between the top three. VTech a little further off, but we know what VTech can do, and he can definitely close that off. I'm not sure if it's enough, too little, too late. We go into Russia. It's a track that a lot of drivers have high hopes in, one of them being Tactical Austin. He has stated that this is his favorite track on the schedule, and he'll be ready to contest for the win. Apparently, at the very early stages of this game, he had a top 50 lap at this track in the world. So keep an eye out on him, and of course, all the other drivers.
Yeah. We all know what VTech is definitely capable of. He's definitely got the pace in every condition possible. I think just him in recent form, he's needs to kind of calm it down a little bit. He's a bit too aggressive on the tires, as we saw at Singapore, and ended up having a DNF, just put himself in a bad position. And just trying to think what else he's got to do. I mean, he's got the pace. He's quick. He's probably the quickest driver in this field, to be honest. I don't even know if he's actually racing today. I didn't see him online, and I wasn't quite paying attention. But other than that, I mean, should be a close contender race at the front. Ferrari is pretty quick as well. He's probably one of the quickest here. So is Aldifer. He's also pretty quick. Austin, always quick at this track. Maybe not as quick as Ferrari, but that's only on one lap pace compared to race pace. So a lot of contenders at the front as always. And let's not forget the championship leader, Midnight, who's always in the fight no matter what. He was actually practicing a little bit on Tuesday when I had a day off from school, and he was looking pretty quick as well. He and Red Rocket were practicing, so those two might have something a bit up their sleeves.
A bit up their sleeves, indeed. This track is an interesting one. I'll be back in a minute. Hold up. Yeah, you cut me off in the middle. Cut me off in the middle of a commentary.
So now we're just waiting for
an
invite to the session. I'm not sure. I haven't gotten anything from anyone, so that's a bit bizarre.
I can't.
Let me just check and see.
Because I'm in the middle of something.
Dion may have already created a lobby, but regardless, I don't know. Or if they're still practicing. It's pretty late, actually.
Oh, okay.
I haven't gotten anything back.
Then don't talk.
And, I think the lobby has just opened. Yeah, here we go. Some people joining now.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you join through Dan's profile, that's when it's gonna. Yeah, there you go.
There's the invite. Oh, ooh, Australia.
That's incorrect.
Yeah, we fooled we all got fooled. We're going to Australia. I don't know how many people are going to show up tonight, but I do think J-Mac might not be here. And the
Yeah,
people that are online.
I did see him. Did do some laps, some time trial practicing.
Well, I don't see him online, so that'll be a question.
He was doing kind of well in Singapore, then he's kind of started to fall off the pace a little bit during that race, if I remember correctly. Been improving a little bit, but Singapore was a little bit of a black spot in terms of his momentum.
Don't you just love how the chat goes off?
Wait, where?
No. My Twitch thingy.
Oh, okay.
There's no way this is going to be it. Aldifer's not on.
Yeah, I didn't see him on either. VTech is. I just messaged him. He's on my canal. I don't know. I think that's a French thing. I don't know.
Wow. Thought we'd be getting a little more than 8 people. Oh, there we go. No. Who is? Um. Yeah.
Oh, did Bosky join the league? Or a sub?
Do you know who Boss Cookie is?
Yeah, he races in the BRL league with Aldifer, Meanfer, and Skeppy. Pretty quick guy. Wonder what car he's gonna choose. Red Rocket is supposed to be here as well. I did see him practice, so it's not like he forgot to race.
I can't even find him.
So
I
I
also
don't know.
have a deer hunter.
Oh, in here?
Mm-hmm.
That's another one who is in that group as well. Maybe they're subbing for those two.
One shot for Russia. Funny. All right. Oh, look at that's probably the highest number of people we've had in this stream in a long time.
How many?
We've got like 9
Two.
people.
Oh, nice, sick. Okay, I got people.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. All right, so we have 3 people hosting. That's amazing. Austin Rocks 04, Call Me Recon, and Trenton Reese. So thank you to all 3 of you, along with 49er, for the host. Actually, that's helping us. We're getting a record number of people for this season, at least.
So Boss getting into Force India, and where is did Deer Hunter leave or?
Oh, yeah, he did.
I think he might be coming back.
Somebody's having fun with the cans.
Cans?
That's cans. Oh. Now they both left.
I guess they weren't allowed to race.
I was a little... What's the word?
No, he's there. He's back. Deer Hunter's back. I'm confused here.
No,
Okay.
this is
No, this is
fairly
confusing.
confusing. Yeah. You know when the Fox commentators don't know what's going on, yeah. This is exactly how it is.
It's exactly.
Oh, now he's spectating. No, he's not.
Now he's kicked. Now he's been kicked.
Now he's...
Okay. What on earth is happening here? Now we have 8 drivers. This is atrocious.
I love confusion, you know.
Oh, don't we all love confusion?
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of confusion, or the lack of confusion, how about that race today?
That was confusing. I don't know why no one went for a move there. It was a lack of aggression that was pretty appalling, and also a horrible commentary. They had no idea what was going on. It was just horrible, horrible coverage.
Sounds familiar.
Well, I mean, they're supposed to be good, but Fox is absolutely trash. So
Don't express your political views on this neutral-based stream. Oh, now I just got an invite to... Okay. Anyways, you see the beautiful backdrop of this racetrack right in the heart of Olympic Village for the 2014 Winter Olympic Games. I remember watching that. You know, I said this last week. Watching my Brazilian sledder basically crashing out along with, what's that American one? Jacob Ellis. Anyone who follows
I don't watch
that,
the Olympics. I don't know. I'm not American enough, I guess.
the Olympics are always something that I watch. I don't watch the winter that much, but I'll watch the opening ceremony if I can. This is also the Winter Olympics and the opening ceremony where the 5th ring didn't open correctly. So when they showed the 5 rings, it was like a huge meme all over the internet at the time. So that's one of the more synonymous things, one of the more infamous things with this Olympics, but there were some other things that kind of made it pretty good. I think this was probably the Olympics that Russia did the best in a fairly long time. So, yeah. Off on a little tangent there, but see this racetrack? This is also the track last season where we saw Kev Plays Games, who drove a Williams at the time. If you recall, most of the season he was in Ferrari, but he was still a Williams driver, and he had lost it coming out of turn 1, and it was a nasty crash. Probably one of the more nasty crashes I've seen. So, hopefully that doesn't happen, fingers crossed, but the first car going out track is a Williams, ironically. Ferrari Nut 94. Struggled at the beginning of the race, but started to make headway last week. Ended up finishing 4th. Ended up getting very close to 3rd, but you see him out on track right now. First car to touch the pavement. I think from what we're seeing, competitive lap times, I don't know if this is correct or not, but back in August, the times around this track were 1:30s. You might see something a little faster, but you really want to target the 1:30 area. The tires for this race, we have softs as the hardest compound, ultra softs as the medium compound, and hyper softs, one of the few tracks that does include the hyper softs as the softest compound. And what we've seen from the past, we saw that from last week. We've seen it from a few of these tracks where the hyper softs, and even Lucky Dog mentioned this earlier, or last week. Oh, and Ferrari Nut. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but almost lost it through there. But these are more of a qualifying tire. Yeah. But these are more of a qualifying tire instead of a race tire. After a few laps, the tires are gone. There's literally no point trying to do it unless you're going for a very good lap. And we saw Aldeford do that at Singapore at the very end. He had a good enough gap, so he came in and was able to set a lap time. I think it was like 3 seconds faster than what anyone else had ran. So, yeah, Lucky Dog will let you take it away for now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think in this track it's a little different. The tires do wear a little more, but you can get a long ways away with the hybrids, and that's pretty much due to the track. This track isn't so demanding on the tires, hence why we have these faster compound of tires. And I think if you look in the past, in recent light, you know, in terms of tire composites, they've been much faster compounds. So I think don't be too surprised to see a lot of people be qualifying on these cyber softs. And it should be pretty easy one stop. I think people can definitely get away with a hyper to ultra soft tire strategy. So definitely see that. But if these guys pit early, they're gonna have to probably go on the softs probably. Maybe because it can be pretty hard to trust ultras if you hit pretty early. But anyway, definitely see a lot of these guys qualify on the hypers. Anyway,
that's a good way through his lap.
I'm going through the third sector here. This corners, it's kind of blind. You can't really see where you're going. But it's just very hard to hit your apex. I go through the corner. These two corners, bouncy corners, are pretty difficult in terms of corner cutting. And it gets a little wide there. Actually, goes up the lap already, but there's no worries. First lap, the 131.5, the second off of what he should be doing. I'll take off his PB. That's enough to put him out in front so far. Some more cars coming out on the circuit. Let's look at Meanfern. He's in the second sector.
Already
First sector, actually. He retired from the sector, so we've had an accident somewhere. Now going through the sector. This track in the Meanfern has lost it entirely. There was where Justin crashed. That's
Justin's remnants.
I'm gonna try and look at my track map here. See the corners, but sorry, I'm multitasking. I'm doing a lot of I'm texting my friends. I'm watching the race. I'm trying to see what people are doing. But the second sector, this track has no room for error. You either miss a corner completely, or sometimes even corner cut it, and it's so difficult to get right. And you have to be perfect. The corners, you have to be at the right speed. Hit the corner nicely, you just have to be very quick. And see here, Meanford goes into P2 on these soft tires. 2.3 seconds of what Dion did on the soft as well. Soft tires are not a qualifying tire at all. In fact, they're really slow around the circuit because the second compounder we have is the Ultras, and it's like it's like 2 compound difference, I think, maybe 1 compound. It's 2 compound difference between the Ultras. So these tires are definitely not the tires using in qualifying, but they're wide.
Austin on the track right now on the ultra soft compound. Like I said earlier, he feels like he can run very well at this track, and if everything goes smooth, he should take second in the points if nobody else joins. So he will try to continue his chances of getting a championship run as he rounds the final corner. Half a second off of what Ferrari ran. And he sits second.
Yeah, Austin now moving up into P2. About 4/10 slower than Ferrari nut here there. On the Ultras as well, so that's a pretty impressive lap by him. I wasn't really looking at the delta for me for Zap. I don't know if he's still on a competitive lap here. It doesn't look like it. I think he's just putting himself up for another one. Let's go aboard with him here. Heading into turn 1 now. This, if you can even call it a turn, it is turn 1. Doesn't feel like it. 0 spot over now, over 210 miles per hour, and heading towards turn 2. Very difficult section. Once again, pretty easy to corner cut that second part of turn 2. Then going to the long sweeping turn 3. Just really get rough. Be very minimal with the steering. You'll go to turn 4. Pretty easy to miss your apex again, because it's like almost every corner. It's pretty blind now going through turn 5 at the end of sector 1 right now. It's that corner pretty nice. It can be easy to back in a little bit. Right now through turn 6, a very sharp corner where it's essentially with a lot of curve on the inside. Now going through turn 7, another corner where you need to use a lot of curve on the inside and try to go too wide so that you won't make a mistake like Justin did. Turn 8, also very important to, actually that's turn 10, sorry. Important to use up a lot of curve there, because if you go out wide, that extra curve will slow you down. He's 4 tenths up on his lap. He's going to turn 13, and my computer stopped. There we go. Now to turn 14 out through the blind, turn 15 very easy to just for apex, easy to understeer off the circuit. Now to turn 16, where it's all about playing with the throttle, making sure you get the best corner, best speed possible. Going out to turn 17, don't cut it. Turn 18, final corner, make sure you get the best possible exit. That's the 133.3. For me, for definitely a lot of time to be bonding, he may have kind of used the right gears to certain corners. Still a pretty decent nap, nevertheless.
Got Midnight here running the final corner. 32 fire.
Yeah, I would go now go P3. He's about 9 tenths off Ferrari net. Same problem with tires. That just shows you how quick Austin is on his circuit. Midnight now goes up with a P4 for 32.5.
Ferrari not out on his second run. Only second of 3. He currently holds the pole by 4 tenths of a second. And he runs a little wide there. Not so sure if that's going to hold on a good lap. Yeah, 4 tenths in the clear. But the worry is, he is on the faster compound, so if Austin does decide to hook on the hypers, I don't think Ferrari that's going to call the lap there, but if Austin does hook up on the hypers and run a faster lap, have to watch out for him. Oh, and the wing comes off.
He just hit the wall there. I don't know. I think he just was tires a bit too much, lost control of his joystick, and hit the wall there. That's really unfortunate. Trying to steal. Looks like Midnight's still in a lap. No, he looks like he's going into the pit.
No,
sorry, I
he's
have
not.
that wrong. Yeah. Ride 2 on an out lap. So it just looks like nothing is going to really happen for a while until Ride 2 starts his lap. Because Dion's in the pits, Meeper's in the pits. Almost everyone's in the pits except Ride 2.
Yeah, it's just like the Daytona race today. Nobody made a move.
Yeah, no one's really making it. There's another car coming out of the pits. I'm not sure who that is. I couldn't quite tell from up ahead. That's the Luxport, actually.
It's,
yep, Luxport.
Yeah, still Luxport.
I couldn't get a view of what tire he's on. I think he's on the Ultras. Ultra Softs. Interesting choice. So he went from the Hypers to the Ultras. He probably has to pick up the lead. Maybe that wasn't. I didn't see his lap. Maybe that wasn't a representative lap from the Luxport. Maybe he just saved it.
Well, we have some downtime. Speaking of the Toro Rosso community, their paint scheme, I think, came out this week, along with a lot of the other teams.
It was like copy and paste, pretty much.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting, because Toro Rosso didn't change theirs. You know, my philosophy on that is, don't fix what's not broken. I think their paint scheme for 2018 was the best in the field. I just like how the blue and the red go together. And blue is my favorite color. And I like that blue, not the Red Bull blue. And yeah, I just think it works out well. And then you have others like the not Sauber, they changed it to Alfa Romeo now, but the Alfa Romeo one kind of up and down when it comes to feedback. And a lot of the people are craving over some of the other paint schemes. I think there was some high praise for Red Bull, and there was some praise for Williams as well, along with a lot of the other cars out there. So as we wind down on this season, the actual F1 season starts up.
Can't wait. I'll be honest, I'm pretty curious about that Alfa Romeo, that wing. That front wing they have looks pretty low drag, and it's a very bizarre aerodynamic package they have for this year. And I'm interested to see how they'll compete, because they got Kimi Raikkonen, who still got it in the system, and he did win a Coda, and then we've got the new rookie and Giovinazzi, who's also very quick and finally getting the chance at a full-time ride in F1, so I can't wait for that. But moving on, so not speaking up, but going back to qualifying, here comes Ride 2 across the line, he goes into P5, 1 year or so, but 2 gets slower than Midnight, so a pretty decent lap from the Red driver. think he definitely lost a little bit of time here. There looks like he's sliding to the corners a little bit, so maybe lacking a little bit of grip. Here goes the left corner lap. Oh, he missed the apex a little bit in what is turn 7. Now going to turn 8 now. Hits the apex pretty nice. Taking up all the road there.
Oh, he's on mode 0, so he's probably thrown his lap away.
He probably did a corner cut, actually. I didn't see that there. Probably did a little corner cut. Brian's not looking like he's getting ready for a lap.
Well, I'd watch that Red Bull car in second because he ran that thing on ultras compared to the hyper, and you know he's wanted to say his chance, rushes his chance to do well, and with some of the say the higher skilled drivers in the field, we're noting with Aldifer and VTech not here, maybe this is his chance to go out there and get a win.
Well, even since they don't have, even if they have showed up a win is the win if he is in that position, but I really don't think he should count on Ferrari not looking at the time trial performance because he did a 30.2 whereas Austin did a 30.8, so 6 cents difference there. But then again, that was with all the time in the world in time trial. You never know what kind of see if these guys can do in a matter of 18 minutes in a qualifying session. So keep your eyes out for Ferrari nut. And still keep your eyes up for Tactical Austin. He's still, like we said, he's pretty good at this track and has pretty good momentum already on those ultra stops. We're gonna have to see if he's having to bring it. Oh, they've been like distracts Brian a little bit going into this turn 13, but he still keeps it a pretty good speed up the corner. I missed a delta, so I didn't see how much up he's in the corner. As Bruno's dad decides to join for the 3rd time this season. That's pretty cool. And Ferrari going into the pits, so that must have been an invalidated lap time. So bummer for the Williams driver. He's put himself in a vulnerable position right now.
Imagine if you were midnight and you were on a lap, and you have somebody that's quicker than you coming up, and you let him through, and then he just doesn't run a lap. That's got to be gut wrenching.
Well, I think he was on an out lap, so I don't even think that really hindered him, I believe. So, I don't really...
Okay. Yeah. He was definitely on his lap because he was 2 seconds off of his fastest time.
Well, the Lux cord now...
Right now, he's got the Lux cord in.
That was pretty close. I don't think he braked at his right point, so that was a definite hindrance. I don't know what the Lux cord was thinking, to be honest. I mean, Ferrari, the Midnight was clearly on the lap. I don't even know if he's really continuing it right now. It looks like he still is, but that was horrible heads up from the Toro Rosso driver. And he was on an out lap as well. It wasn't like he was on a lap. Just
Midnight's up on his time though.
Well, that's pretty impressive because that definitely hindered him at least half a second because he definitely did not carry as much speed into turn 5. That was, yeah. This track is so weird with corner names. Like, even the slightest curve counts as a corner. Now, yeah, there he goes in the pits. Yeah, he's done with his lap. So horrible. I think...
He was definitely up.
Well, I think he isn't sure, but I don't know how much practice he did with your tires. I don't know how much practice he did with the tires. I think he wants to start on the Ultras and go into the Hypers. Is what his strategy. I think he wants to go longer in that first stint and go full blast in that final stint. I think that's his game plan, and that's a very interesting game plan. But anyway, here comes Meanford on the Ultras, on the Hypers now. He was started on the softs before. I think he's starting his lap, actually, so let's stay on board with him. He rests right open now. Let's see how fast he goes into turn 2. Let's see how fast he can go. 211 miles per hour. That's definitely very quick now going to turn 2. Very nice and tidy. Definitely looks pretty clean. It can be pretty close sometimes on a corner, cut it or not. Porting out in 7th gear through turn 4. Now going through turn... That was turn 4. Sorry, I am losing the plot right now. Going through turn 5. It's in 3rd gear a little bit. Going a little wide over, it's a little swirly out of turn 5. Turn 6 now, going through turn 7. Goes a little wide, keeps it pretty clean now. I think he's still good to go. Turn 8. That definitely hasn't been invalidated.
Sorry to interrupt, but Ferrari nuts on the start of his lap. Austin's gonna be close. He's not gonna get it.
Oh, that is heartbreak for the Red Bull driver. Didn't even get a chance to start a lap. That is poor timing there. I'm still gonna be on board with Meanfern here. Oh, he's messed it up in the final sector, all over the place, squirrely. Going through turn 15, now 16. He's definitely lost a lot of time in this lap. Oh, just getting a little bit of wheel spin here or there. Penultimate corner using third gear. I would have used fourth gear personally, from my experience. Third gear, third final corner. What's the stuff gonna be? It's gonna be a 3.5. He's on pole.
He's got it.
300ths of a second, but Ferrari net, he's still in a lap. I think Ferrari net should get pole because I'll be honest, Meanfern's lap wasn't that great. He was all over the place in turn 13 and 14. He had a handful. Jacksawing the wheel left and right. Oh, but I think, look at his ERS mode. He's in mode 1. I think he's abandoned his lap. Ferrari has. I think that's qualifying over. I think Meanfern has his pole.
Well then, how about that on a...
But is he still gonna go? Is he still gonna go on a lap though? Let's see. Not over till it's over.
Yeah. Rounds the final corner. He's...
I don't think he did. Did he actually? He didn't.
No, he didn't. Meanfern.
He may have invalidated. I'm gonna have to check the race record, but I think he invalidated that lap.
Meanfern, first pole of the season, I believe. And what a time to do it.
I'm gonna check the race director.
Also round stuff. Meanfern and
that was
Ferrari
invalidated.
Yes,
it was invalidated that lap. Oh man,
row
that
2.
is rough.
Corporate teammates in Tactical Austin Deluxe Court 707, whatever. Row 3, 2 ultra soft guys that race pretty well around each other and good friends. Risen Midnight and Riot 288. And row 4 to round out the field, we have Dion 4 Dub and Justin, who I think crashed out of qualifying. So we'll see if he's able to claw his way through the field when this race does get underway. But yeah.
Also, no, I think Dion's on these soft tires starting out, so that's going to be an interesting choice with tires. He's going to go pretty long into the first stint. That might actually hinder him if he stays out too long.
Flow Dog just... I have to say this. Flow Dog in chat just said, BDF, you sound hot, so... Thank you, I appreciate it. Especially from a fellow Jimmy Johnson fan. I don't think he's been doing too hot, though.
Oof, that is rough.
Anyways, we are getting ready to roll off for race 13 and 15. Only a couple more after this. And this is considered to be... No, you're probably going to be like, that's wrong. But I consider this to be one of the more fun tracks, especially with your long straightaway going up into the first chicane. You have plenty of opportunity to pass going up there. But, street circuits, so you never know.
I honestly agree. I think this is one of my favorite circuits. I always love to race around Sochi. I don't know why people have a grudge on it. I mean, it's got the challenge of corner cutting, which is a bit annoying here or there, but I think I honestly really like the circuit. I can't wait for what's about to happen. Okay, here we go.
5 red lights are about to go out. Race is underway. We are ready to go here at Russia. Fairly clean off the start, side by side heading into turn 1 to 2. They're going to be racing hard into turn 1. It looks like Deluxe Court's going to take third place away. And
they're still side by side in turn 2.
Oh, a little bit of cutting through there.
Not a lot of room.
Runs wide. Ferrari trying to get a better exit on that. Runs a little too wide. They're still side by side. Nobody's getting an inch. Meanfern's going to hold it. No, Ferrari Nut's going to take it. Now Deluxe Court's going to be in the mix. He's going to make a move for second. Cuts a little bit. Still racy up in the front. They're side by side for second. This looks like Daytona. Wait, they'd be single file. Never mind. Now it looks like Daytona.
It looks like the Deluxe Court cuts the corner to
pass. A little wide there.
Second place of Meanfern. So and there we go, he gets the place back. But he definitely cut the corner there from my perspective. But he gave the place back though, so there's no big deal anymore. Anyway, Ferrari Knight's still in the lead right now.
Oh, Midnight runs into the back of Riot 2. I'm
Looks like he
not
got
sure
damage.
how much.
Does he have damage? I can't quite tell.
Oh, he
right
wrecked
through the
him!
wall.
Oh,
he
Midnight's
broke the
spin.
Ferrari
He
Haskell
wrecked
out.
him.
That could be a safety car.
Championship leader.
I'd be surprised if that wasn't a safety car. Right there was car spun out, and then two cars spun out. One car DNF'd. Not even a virtual safety car so far. That is a very odd choice. But anyway, we're still going on in the race. Ferrari not in the lead. Then Mean for an end Deluxe Force. Tactical Awesome. Nick Justin making his way up to the field. Up in the 5th, and Dion Midnight that will be batting out for 6th. And Midnight should get that place pretty
Dion.
easy.
Oh, Dion's out of the
And
race.
oh, he is hit turn out. That's a massive accident he's had there. I don't know if he had a collision with Midnight, but that's shorty got
a little bit of neck code contact.
That must be, because that's twice
There was
that Midnight's
definitely
been.
some contact on my screen.
But
And
no,
Midnight
once again,
looked
no
like he was
safety
gonna
car.
spin it too. He was
Not
able
even
to
a
recover,
virtual safety
but
car. He is in the middle of the track, Leon. Ridiculous choice from the game itself. That is horrible.
gotta love the Steelers.
Very inconsistent. I think Dean would have to leave the session in order to trigger one, but that won't be the case.
So already a big hole for Midnight. And not even worse news. One of his championship rivals is gunning for 3rd. Austin's gonna take it away.
I have a feeling this race is going to be going pretty slow for us. There's not a lot of people left in the race. I have the feeling that everyone's going to get spaced out pretty soon. However, I think P1 and P2 are pretty even on pace. If anything, I think Ferrari might be able to break away a little bit. As Ferrari takes the fast lap of the race to 34.9. But let's see, is Mean for no, DRS hasn't been enabled on that straightaway yet.
What a tragic start for Dion and Riot 2. And Midnight coming down pit road to probably replace that front wing. But man, already struggles for him. Hopefully he can get back to it, but if... Oh, and Deluxe Core loses it! A piece of wing falls off, but he's able to save it. But yeah, already Midnight in a bit of trouble. If the race would end now, and I do the math correctly, the gap between 1st and 2nd with points would now flip to Midnight and Austin instead of Midnight and Aldifer. And that gap would be 21 points.
Yeah, definitely. Austin would be definitely moving up the order if he stays as is in the point standings as a result of Aldifer not racing, as a result of Skunk VTech not racing, but still, he showed up to the races and he's in that position to really pounce for a potential championship. But Ferrari now starting to extend his lead out a little bit. I think by half a second this lap already on Meanfern, so he's been proven to be pretty consistent so far. Meanfern, on the other hand, hasn't really been as consistent. He's got the pace, definitely. There you go, for example, just losing the back end on turn 16. And just I was noticing in qualifying, he was just really struggling to balance the car. It just seemed like he was either pushing too hard or just not having enough grip. But he's keeping a pretty good pace compared to Austin, so I think Ferrari's just doing a really good job so far with every aspect.
But unfortunately, going back to those early incidents, that wreck will take Riot 2 out of the championship hunt. So now we are officially down to 4 drivers, and I do think if Midnight can get another position, we'll go down to 3 with the elimination of VTech.
And I kind of already forgot about this, but Tactical Austin is on the Ultra Soft tires, so he has got a bit of an advantage extending his first stint. Because when these hypers go off, they really go off. And it's like you're pretty much driving with, I don't know, slime, essentially. It's just nothing left in those tires once they start to wear out. So Austin's got that advantage for later on in the middle portion of the race. Then he'll have that advantage, too, at the end, when he'll be on what I presume will be the Hypersoft tires, trying to make his way back up to the field, trying to set as many fast laps as possible.
Never know.
Austin already, actually no, I was gonna say, well, he's keeping a decent distance to Meanford, but Meanford in this lap in particular, he's kept it much better to Freina, but Freina's still a little bit quicker than Meanford. I'm trying to go on board with him and see if there's anything he's messing up or doing anything wrong. I think he's just could be ERS consumption as well, but I think at this point, Freina's being a little conservative.
Oh, we have a little bit of downtime. Let's check the penalties and see who's got what. So, Deluxe, Cord, Riot 2, and Justin all have a warning. Dion has a warning. So, Justin has 2 warnings. Mean Fern, Deluxe. Yeah. Justin has 1. Mean Fern and Deluxe have 1. I think that's all we have. Actually, Justin has 2, so... Yeah.
That's kind of weird because I didn't really
Midnight
see
with the best lap.
It's kind of weird at the penalties. I haven't seen anything pop up on the bottom left, which usually happens, but I haven't seen anything pop up. So that's a bit weird. Maybe my thing is broken on this end. I'm not sure, but
if I recall correctly, they don't pop up warnings.
No, I know they don't pop up warnings. I don't know if anyone has penalties though.
Nobody has penalties.
Oh, that's pretty good. There's a lot of I'll tell you this. There's a lot of experienced veterans in this game who can get penalties at the end of the first lap, maybe at at the end of lap 3, maybe at the end of lap 1 even. So they're doing a pretty good job for themselves right now. Doing a good job staying within the track limits, not abusing the off track. That's pretty good from everyone so far.
We might have a battle for 4th starting to develop. Justin's been he's been a man on a mission here trying to run down Deluxe.
Well, Deluxe does...
Oh, right as I say that.
Does he have damage? Wait, what happened? Did he get a penalty?
No, he's kind of slid through the final corner.
That's okay. I was gonna say, does Deluxe Court have damage? He's fallen way off the pace from Austin.
He does have damage, actually.
Does have damage. Okay, I was gonna say because he's definitely not had the pace that he had at the start of the race where he was all over Meanfern. But Justin kind of, well, Austin's also lost a little bit of the pace now on Deluxe Court, but he'll probably gain that back up soon. That strategy for Midnight starting on the, the Ultras hasn't really worked for him. He's going to have to go on those bad boys again if he has any extra Ultra Soft tires. I don't know what the race strategy, what the tire strategy is. I don't know how many tires, Ultra Soft tires these guys have. But I presume that Midnight has another clean set of Ultras to use for the later on in the race. But he's going to need a safety car to catch back anywhere near to the top 5 even. Or maybe variable weather, but it doesn't look like there's any rain clouds in sight. It's pretty bone dry at the moment. And Meanford losing a lot of time on this lap. And I'm trying to see here. That's the right thing. I got on my little dash here. Tactical Austin really getting a lot of time at Meanford now. Meanford not really on the pace. He's kind of... He is losing a lot of time to Ferrari now. Also gaining all that time at Meanford now. Also on those Ultra Softs, as we said. And there goes the first penalty of the race. Goes to Leaf Justin. Took quite a while to get a penalty, actually. So that's pretty impressive for these guys. First penalty in lap 7 out of any driver so far is actually really good on a track like this, where track limits are a massive hindrance or a massive consequence on these guys. And look at Meanford, he's missing his apexes all over the place right now. His setup is definitely not working for him. As Austin is just making up so much ground in the braking zone.
See what kind of move Austin tries to shape here. Going into the hard right-hander. He's going to look to the right. A little bit of a dive bomb.
Ooh.
Slides up in front of him.
That was a massive one. I didn't think he'd have to try that hard to make a move, but that was a pretty big launch that he did. I don't think that was not unnecessary. Look, there goes Meanford. Still losing the back end. Clearly having issues with the tires. But we do know that Ferrari is very good on his tires. He's shown that in Monza, where he won the race by not pitting that final stint. As I had to yawn there for a bit, sorry, I was off my silence, but now there goes Austin, already pulling away by 3/4 of a second already on Infern, and Austin at this point now got to put his head down and try to catch the Ferrari. Now he's got to catch up a lot, actually, if he really wants to stay in this race for the win, because he's on the to really make the strategy work. If he's really put in really quick laps in order to make sure that that overcut works on Ferrari nut, because then by that time that Ferrari nut will have newer ultras and that will put Austin in a vulnerable position. But it looks like Ferrari nut is starting to extend his gap a little bit now on Austin, so I think Ferrari nut is doing a good job of the tires, keeping the check and going the whole way.
See what Justin does. Oh, there he goes!
I missed what happened there. I saw it, but then for some reason my controller messed up there. Did they have contact going onto the DRS straight?
No, Justin just went to the bottom, and I think may have lost it there on exit. And it was in the exact same place that he did it in qualifying.
I was going to say, that must have been the same corner.
I think it was the different... Oh, and Midnight almost does it in the same place. But...
Oh, yeah.
It was
exactly the same
I think
place.
it was the other wall. But, man, that actually is going to help Midnight. So that event will eliminate Skunk VTEC from a championship. Barring no penalties. Because now VTEC would be 51 points out. And the max you can get is 25.
We have 2 races left.
You can get is 50. Yeah. So that would officially eliminate... That would officially eliminate VTEC.
Wow. That is stunning, to be honest, because he was one of the fastest guys, if not the fastest guy, in this league. And now he's no longer in a championship fight.
Speaking of the championship fight, the point gap between Austin and Midnight, because of these recent incidents, is now 20 points instead of 28. So that gap is slowly starting to come down. I don't know how Midnight will fare if he can try to run him down, and if Austin can win this race, that's more for his power, because then, as he's actually starting to gain a little, he could now put that thing to 13 points.
I'm just watching Meanford, and he is sliding like he's on ice. He has got some sort of set of issues. He's going to go into pits right now. For what I would assume to be the... Whoa, don't go out the pits there. For what I would assume to be the ultra soft tires. But Austin really not... I know he's on the slower compound technique, but really not closing, making any inroads in on Ferrari. That gap's been pretty stagnant now.
Deluxe Core gets a stop and go.
Oh,
I don't think he'll lose 4.
That there's this glitch in this game where even if you enter the pits correctly, it sometimes gives you a 5-second stop-go penalty. Because it makes it seem like you cut the corner, but you're really going to pits, and that, unfortunately, Deluxe Core is a victim of that glitch. So that's
They're
very
gonna
bad
put a
news.
new wing on.
Yeah, so that's a break for him.
He's gonna lose 4th for the time being.
Yeah, there goes Midnight up at the 4th. Midnight
Now
has to make
22
another
points.
pit stop though. Yeah, Midnight's gonna have to make another pit stop though, because he is still on those hypers, and he cannot go the whole distance on those hypers. That is for certain, because those tires are not a durable tire. And that's his first or second time penalty of the race, but those hyper stops are not meant to be those hyper stop tires are not meant to be durable. So there's no way they'll have to go in the ultra softs at some point in the race.
Ferrari Nut is making his pit stop here on lap 10. It'll be interesting to see what compound he goes on. Austin will stay out, and he will inherit the lead for the time being.
Yeah, now also,
like I said
no,
before, go ahead.
sorry, if Austin has Ferrari nut is stuck in the pits and that little glitch on our end there, that was a bit bizarre. He just kind of didn't go in the pits and then gas it. I think he may have actually got his pit stop. No, he did. That must have been a
He
glitch
did
on
get his
our
pits
end.
lost any time, unnecessary time. He may have, because the gap between he and Meanfern is a lot shorter than it was before. That might be
Why?
because of the tires.
Yeah,
Like the
but
pit
now
stop.
Austin's in that position now where he needs to really
Needs
put
to
in the
go.
fast laps he can, because now Fern's on the same tires, but 10 laps younger, and Ferrari has proven to be the quickest guy. So Austin's in a pretty dangerous position of having a strategy go wrong for him if he can't put up the laps. And already Ferrari getting half a second on him in that first sector.
While we have a little bit of downtime, we'll pull up an interesting fact. The lowest amount of cars we've had finishing a race this season is 5, and that came from Monaco. 6 if you don't count the Force, or if you count my Force Indy as 3rd, but we're not going to count that. So, one more DNF, we could be seeing the lowest amount of drivers finishing a race. And last season, we did have only 8 drivers start a race. It was at Azerbaijan, and we only had 2 people finish. 2 people! Imagine if that happened in F1 today.
Well, there'd be either a lot of complaints or a lot of popularity on that race. I think because the fan base in F1 is very toxic and very contradictory. But anyway, I think we're all pretty contradictory at some points. However, Ferrari has got that lead under 60 seconds already, so I think Austin is going to have to say goodbye to his chances of winning this race due to the fact that Ferrari is flying right now on those new
He's
Ultras.
awfully pushing it though. He is in mode 5.
Well, I mean, even still, he's got the right idea of having that undercut work to his advantage. And even if he is going for the fastest lap of the race, he's still trying out here. He's trying to win a race, but you know, he is kind of leaving himself in a bad position to, you know, having to save his ERS. But even still, he's pretty good at saving his ERS, so he's got nothing to worry about really. But I think Austin is just keeping his equipment in check, trying to make sure he gets to the end of this cleaning. Both these guys don't have penalties, but we're not even halfway through the race yet, so that could all change in an instant.
Absolutely. All said. So if I do my numbers correctly, the gap between you see Ferrari that's already out of ERS as he runs a banger lap, but he gained about 3.5 seconds that lap. Now I doubt that pace will last the entire run, but if he's able to keep that up, then he will
put
catch
into mode
Austin
2 already.
before we even hit 10 to go. Yeah, he's already. I think he's given up on. He's like, you know what? We've already proven that I can get the best lap, so
That's what
let's just sit on it to the end.
I think at this point, this race is at the dying stage where no one is really near each other, and not a lot's gonna really happen from then on, because there's only 5 guys left. But even still, Brian is still getting about 2 seconds now, maybe a second and a half, I'd say, on this lap in particular. But you know, he's on it right now.
Well, score gets another 3-second time penalty.
That's Midnight getting a 3-second time penalty, actually.
Hold up.
On my screen, it's the Midnight.
It was both of them.
Oh, both got penalties? Oh, okay.
Oh, and he's
Dutch
out!
I think I know where that could have been. Looking at where Midnight is on track. I'm going to stand aboard of Midnight here to see where that Toro Rosso is.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep. Yep, okay. It's that corner. Turn, what is it? Turn 8? The danger corner? This race?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we all found the new... Is there a danger corner in F1? Oh, Rouge, right? Should you consider that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Turn 8 is now the danger corner in F1 right now, because we lost 3/8 of the field in that one corner. So, actually, no, a quarter of the field. Sorry, there was 2 people who crashed there. Dion wrecked at turn 1, and Raichi wrecked in the approach to turn 15.
And then there were 4.
And then there were 4. We got 8 people racing, which is a slow number. And now we got half of them still remaining. So this is like Monaco 1996 all over again, where they had 4 people finish.
Mm-hmm. Well, everybody's getting good points.
Yeah, well, that's good. They're gonna. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking to say they got a top 5 to their name, but I mean, these guys already had a top 5 to their name before that because they've all been on the podium before. This helps Midnight though, because he was quite a long ways away from Luxford in P4. Now he didn't have to really work that hard to get it, so now he's in P4 again. He'll probably
now if the points were to hold, Austin would be only 15 behind. However, if the pit cycle rolls through, Austin would actually end up being 3rd if they went through pit stops. And if that was the case, Midnight would be a full race ahead. So Midnight is sitting pretty. This was a race where a lot of people, looking from last week, it was like, Alderfer gained 15 points on him. But after this, since Alderfer didn't show up and Austin's going to pull a 2nd, Midnight's going to have a much more comfortable gap going into these final 2 races. If I do my points correctly, yeah, he would be, I would say 22 points in front of Austin. And in terms of Alderfer, he would be streaking a good 33 ahead. And the way he's been running these past few races, 33 is going to be hard to overcome.
Definitely. I mean, looking back, he won in Singapore by about... Well, he didn't win by 40 seconds, but it would have been a 40-second gap. So, I think, you know, it's definitely possible. I mean, we got 2 races left. If Alderfer were to race those 2 races, he'd still have that potential of getting a championship. If Austin Galgo's enters the pits, putting on the ultras now. Hypers. Ooh. And it's rough day. And there goes Meaver now taking P2 away. So now Austin has really
hefty gamble.
That's a
Hyper's on 12 laps. Hyper's for 12 laps.
It's possible. I mean, Ferrari put 10 laps, and that was on a used quali tire. So I think it's definitely doable for Austin to make it to the end. There's no question in my opinion. But whether or not he's going to gain that much time on Meanfern is, you know, within that 3-second mark. Because Meanfern does have a penalty, and that's a question. But I think a win is out of the question for Austin right now because he's about 20 seconds behind Ferrari now.
Well, while we have the time, let's go through the mid-race report sponsored by. Let's look for the sponsor today, other than Rolex. We gotta find a new sponsor. Why are there no new sponsors?
Monkey Butt Powder.
No. Fan Attack. There you go.
Oh,
Fan Attack. Okay. Sponsored by Fan Attack.
That was boring.
So in first place, we have Ferrari Nut 94. Qualified on the front row, has not left that ever since. Currently has an 8.5 second lead, actually upwards of 9 now over Meanfern. And he's doing what he did at Monza. He's just controlling the flow of the race and is just looking to get his 2nd win of the season. In second place, we have Meanfern, who is coming off a podium at Singapore. And despite his early troubles, he currently holds 2nd place I'm not sure how long that's going to last, especially since he's got a flying Red Bull right behind him. But he's currently sitting second, and as of now, the worst finish he could possibly get in this race is third, unless he crashes. But even then, it'll be a good points day. In third, we have Tactical Austin. Just came in for a pit stop. He'll be taking these hypers to the end, very likely. And now his main focus is just going to have to be to close on Mean Fern. He can definitely do it. I don't know if he can catch Arena in that lap span. We've seen the speed from him. Let's see how long it lasts. And in fourth place, we have Risen Midnight, who's kind of ran the season, this race like he did most of the season. Just staying calm, not really in the flashy light, and ends up getting the top 5. Despite the early incidents at the beginning, incidents with Raichu and Dion. He's sitting fourth. It'll be a good points day for him. And he should have a nice lead going into the final 2 races of the season. And the bottom 4 from this race, Deluxe Core, Justin, Dion, and Raichu. 2 of them crashed out in the same place. And 2 of them crashed out in contact with the same driver. So, talk about parallels. Anyways, that's your mid-race report sponsored by Fanta.
Yeah, not a lot of people racing this race, so unfortunate. I mean, we had good numbers at the start, and at the first half of the season, now they've started to diminish. As Austin sets the fast up of 33.0. And unless Rhino decides he wants to fit, I don't see anyone beating that anytime soon. But I think Austin has that credential to his name for this race, but sorry, I malfunctioned there for a second. I was recalculating. Midnight still in 4th, quite a ways away from Austin, if anything. So I don't really think it's going to be very difficult for him to really make any time. But Mean Fern has got his second lap penalty, so Austin is in that range now to get a potential P2 because he's 6.5 seconds behind. He needs to gain extra half a second, and he can have second place and gain some time on Midnight in the championship.
That would make it a 22-point gap between Midnight and Austin.
Compared to a
6 from the
25-point gap. What it could have been Austin were to be there still.
I'm actually kind of impressed. I mean, this has been on average the race with the most viewers. Usually we get 5, 6 on average. I mean, I've seen upwards of 12 this week, and right now we have 10. Our norm has been like 9 as we drop to 9, as I say that. But nonetheless, very happy with the support. I mean, I'm one that gets happy with the simple things, and this is sort of a simple thing, but I appreciate everybody sticking around to watch it. Hopefully we get more people in the next few weeks.
Absolutely. I mean, this race hasn't been the best. I think y'all should have really seen more races good. I don't remember. Anyway.
Baku was nuts.
Baku. I think everyone should have seen Baku, but maybe everyone decided to wake up today. Maybe they put their clocks back 2 hours or something, and they actually got to watch the race this time. Sorry, that was a bit of a bad joke. Sorry. Anyway.
You're scaring them.
I'm scaring them away now. Sorry, I think we lost the viewer because of that. Anyway. Yeah, it's been great support so far from everyone. Thank you all. Got 2 more weeks to go, and the season is unfortunately over. We'll probably have a secondary season after it, but it'll be shorter because the full season will just take too long and overlap of other release days, etc. And going back to the race, Austin is now up in 6 seconds to Mean Fern, so P2 is on the cards for the Red Bull driver. The gap between first and second is kind of stabilized a bit, actually, so Mean Fern seemingly better, much quicker on the ultra than he was before in the hybrids, which is interesting to note. So maybe his setup wasn't really good on those hypers, maybe better for the race potentially. So and if anything, Mean Fern is actually starting to gain a little bit for Rhino, but I think Rhino maybe they're saving his stuff now, just trying to get this thing home to the end.
We'll say, I know we might have a battle for second in the cards, but remember what happened about 10 laps ago when Austin made that move on Meanfern? We'll see if he remembered that.
Well, he's at a good position now where he could actually pass Meanfern on track. I mean, I hope he knows that Meanfern has an account that he's in a good spot right now. He doesn't have to pass him. But if I were him, I'd still try and pass him because I'm that kind of guy. I just like to, even if the guy ahead has penalties, I still try to prove it on track as well. Show that, hey, I still had a good enough day to get second place or something like that. So, still rolling in there. Midnight, I think, is just kind of coasting at this point, just trying to get the points. Yeah, his race pretty much was over at the first lap where he had into a ride to and had to get his wing change instead of right now. Put him off strategy.
Seven to go. Gap now 3 seconds between second and third. You can see that car up ahead.
That gap is just coming down every single time, and it just second lap it seems like that Austin's gaining on him. And I think, my question, I'm wondering if his tires are gonna go off at that point. That's my question. If he's actually gonna be so off that he just won't be able to have that momentum anymore in Meanfern. But I don't think that'll be an issue for him. I think he's still going to be good for potential P2 on track as well. As it stands, it seems like Fern has this one in the bag. He kind of had it in the bag ever since Meanfern just kind of kicked off the pace and wasn't really couldn't do anything about it. So I think everything is going well for the Williams driver. Might get a second win this season. Here comes Austin now within 1.5 seconds of Meanford. Probably gonna come down to at least a second now at the end of this lap. Maybe even, well, he's got a push in his time, so I think he's still gonna get a place to hold on, get P2. But to be rather sorry, I'm still trying to form an overtake just to spice it up a little bit for everyone else. Awesome. Now I think if you really get a lot of time in these middle sections here, you could actually be getting into that 1 second range. But he's kind of falling off a little bit now. Actually, I think that maybe that penalty squeezed him a little bit. It's falling off, or his highs may have fallen off. So one of the two.
It's not over yet. I don't know what's happened to Ferrari now, but look at the gap.
About 6.3 seconds now.
It was upwards to 10 earlier.
I think he could have wing damage. Yes, he does. Front left end plate has damage. He's going to the pits.
The leader is pitting.
Oh my goodness, this is horrible.
Wow.
As if the race seemed to be over. He had the win by 10 seconds. Easy 10 seconds. And I don't know what happened to cause him to crash, but he has had to change his wing. I don't know why he's changing his wing. I would have stayed out there and with that broken wing and defended as hard as I could. But, man, that is a heartbreak for him. I think he probably just trying to get a fast lap right now.
Well, now, here's the thing. If Austin gets another penalty,
it's on. is on like Donkey Kong if Austin gets another penalty because he is going to actually have to race on track in order for that victory. Which I hope he knows, so he has to make no mistakes right now. It's Brian gets his first penalty of the race.
Mean Fern is sitting at 2 warnings. Austin is sitting at 1.
Austin better not make any mistakes, or Brian is definitely over a fix if he's got first penalty, so he's definitely driving like a maniac right now. So Austin now, as long as he can, to pressure Mean Fern to a mistake, maybe even a warning for an extra penalty. He's in the DRS right now.
Here they go. Battle for the win.
Outside.
Looks to the left. Side by side.
Oh, he's gonna cut him off a little bit. There's side by side.
Austin's gonna overdrive.
Mean Fern.
Not Midnight. Mean Fern's gonna take it back.
And Mean Fern doing all that he can to keep Austin behind, and that's what you gotta do. This is racing. You can't just give up places. You're here to win. And he's done a fantastic job there. And now breaks himself in turn 17. Losing a lot of time.
Well, hopefully he knows
Is he in the DRS range?
He's not.
No, he just missed it. And I think I saw his fuel light flash up a bit. I don't know if it was a little bit of glitch, but it went yellow for a second, so he might be able to kill. He's losing more time in that middle sector. It just looks like his tires don't quite have the grip that he had before.
That's a power corner for him now.
Yeah, I mean, of course his tires really don't have the life that they had. But still, I think they should be a little bit quicker now.
Ready to go.
Not DRS anymore.
We're about to get a first-time winner if these two don't crash.
Yeah, we'll have a first-time winner either way because Mean Fern has won a race. Yeah, he's pretty consistently on a podium, but hasn't had the wins. Surprisingly, he's had the pace, but hasn't quite had the luck to go his way. Or sorry, there's some traffic to get where it needs to be. And Austin, he's tried so hard in every single big and big lead that he can. He's tried in F1 Season 1, he's tried in pretty much in NASCAR as well, prototype, easy car, I think even, if I'm mistaken. He's tried everything, but hasn't gotten the win, and this could be his one shot. Maybe he just keeps it clean. Could be his first win at his favorite track. I think he knows now that at this point he needs to make sure he doesn't cut any corners. Mean Fern has one warning left before we get the third penalty. It should be stop free.
Here we go.
I think Austin may have missed the DRS suspension again.
Yeah, right now he's barely out.
He was on the cusp of it too. Oh my goodness. That's no big deal though. Unless he gets another penalty, that's no big deal.
Oh! Kind of veered it into the wall there. Not sure if he got damage from that or not.
He's still good though. He's fine. He's good. He's gotta calm. He better be calm because he can't mess us up. It's a prestigious league to win it, and it's a prestigious club to win it as well.
He's out of the DRS just barely again. Oh, he's got to be shaking though.
Oh, he's gonna control it, so he better not view that thing as a damn wall. Because a wheel is different. Because your hands are vibrating already when you're on a wheel force feedback. I'm gonna control it. Oh my goodness, you have no help.
You make one little thing, you're done.
That is your enemy when your hand is shaking.
gotta be careful not to let that gap extend too much.
I think he'll be fine to be on. I mean, yeah, I want to have that might extend a little bit. I think he's just losing grip in the tires now. He's had at least 10 laps in there, so now at the point when Ferrari, that's fine. I forgot his name already. Yeah, started to lose it.
1.1 seconds. Theoretically, it would be, I don't know, 19 points? No, actually it'd be a lot closer than that.
Oh, right, because now Austin could win this race. That gap was going to go down in the championship. That could be what? Oh, man. They both lost it, I think.
Coming to the white flag here in Russia. If this holds through, this will be the first time the driver who crosses the line first does not win the race. See Mean Fern trying to break the slipstream. I don't think Austin cares about that right now. Let me check the warnings again.
Oh! Man, he hit the wall! Oh, man!
Oh, and he goes wide!
Out of turn 4, he hit the wall, he lost it. He must have had some sort of tire. His tire must have been overheating, because that's how he... Oh, man!
Well, now it's a race of who can... He's running wide.
He's got major damage to that front wing.
Yeah,
he's gonna need me to really have a big mistake here. He's gonna have to have me forget another penalty. Oh my god.
That's up to 2.4.
No way.
Oh.
This is a leader jinx right here. This is the jinx of leaders. We've seen it happen in NASCAR many times, and we've seen it happen in this one race.
It's not over yet. Not over yet.
I know, but we could have another one. You gotta keep going though.
2.8. Oh, just a little wide. 3. Oh, it's over 3 seconds now.
That's not over yet, though. He's got to, man, he can make a really big mistake now on these next 2 corners. I think he's good.
Who's going to nurse it home first? Mean Fern. For now, is going to cross the line. He's going to win the race. And he does win the race. Mean Fern, at the very end, comes up with the unthinkable and steals it on the final lap.
I thought Ferrari had it from the start. Then he crashed. I thought Austin had it, and he crashed. He just don't want to lead this race. It just seems like he just don't want to lead here.
Oh.
Well, that hurts his momentum in the championship because that could have been an easy extra 7 points for that championship. But now, that is no longer the case. He's going to lose those extra 7 points. He's going to lose, most importantly, the race he was been begging for his whole career. Now, Midnight is just going to coast home for people who are just trying to make sure he's just trying to get in the race. He's just not even bothered.
I don't even know who. What's the word? I don't even know if he knows who won the race. Wow. The amount of lead changes in the final 5 laps. This is the closest finish on time split in an F1 race, I think. In this league.
Most intense one, I think. Well, I mean, besides Brazil. Besides Brazil.
Oh, yeah, Brazil.
One of the most intense races, I think, we passed so far.
Oh. Emotions run high. And things heat up. What is considered to be a pretty cold country. Oh, yeah, how about that, Justin?
That was... I must say, that race I was really hoping for something in the middle, and that race turned its head completely 180. I mean, I wouldn't say right. This could link to Rival Baku in terms of excitement, because that really had everything at the end.
I can get the podium people today. We'll be good. Oh, what a finish. All right. Everyone ready to go? Top three. We'll start off with, as usual, the third place driver. This time, Ferrari Nut 94. Is your audio included? Just to make sure. Oh.
Threw that one away. That's all there is to say. I don't know whose bright idea it is to have a sharp angle immediately on the exit of a corner, no matter how slow it is, but it's an idiotic thing to do. About 7 or so laps to go, I hit that friggin' wall coming out of the third to last corner. Broke the left half of the wing off, and then was on the back foot. Simple little mistake I made, but track didn't help there.
No. Well, despite the third place finish, you have nothing to be ashamed of. Ran very well all race long, and you're able to come home with a solid podium. And even despite the incident there, you're able to finish the race, which a lot of the drivers weren't even able to do. So props on that. Anyways, next week we go to your home track, Circuit of the Americas. So
Everyone's home track, I think. Almost everyone's.
Oh yeah. Think you can go out there and try to redeem this week and come out with your second win of the season?
Definitely, because there's not any idiotic walls anywhere.
Oh well. All right. Well, I don't think BDS can respond to that because he's making the situation awkward. So, gonna go to second place of Tactical Austin. Man, we were saying a lot that you had that one penalty and that Meanford had two, and we thought that you were just gonna keep it close behind, you're not doing anything. And unfortunately, you had that mistake in turn 4 and lost your front wing. Of course, that's very gutting. I'm not gonna ask how you feel because that'd be a stupid question. But just what happened? Did you have your tires overheating, or did you just turn it too much and you just overheated? Well, what exactly happened? Is it just your tires too worn, or did they overheat?
I hit the curb, got it loose, and then hit the wall. But my one penalty, hopefully gets taken away because it was total bullcrap. I don't know if it said, but I had no warnings. And someone who was helping me in the party didn't realize BDF said he had 2 penalties. And he said push. And yeah, that was a deciding factor.
Yeah, very unfortunate. You got so close to your first win, but you've gotten the wins in other weeks, so it's not as bad. But I mean, still could have been your first win in Shake It Bake. Very unfortunate. But you got 2 more races left in this season. The next race is at USA, your home track, and pretty much almost everyone else's home track. Did pretty well last season, but with the competition, do you think you still got a shot though at potentially winning that race?
I mean, me, Ferrari Nut, Mean Fern, we're basically like the secondary people to Aldifer and Skunk VTech. I mean, if those two don't show up like they did this week, it's gonna be a good battle between us 3. I'd like to see it and hopefully get the win.
All right, well, great result. You should still be proud of what you did here today. You did a fantastic job pressuring Meanford in that final stint, and we'll see you next week. Now, BDF, I'll take you to interview the winner, who really has been consistent and deserves a win at some point, and he did.
All right, I am standing, not really standing, but I am ready
You're
to
sitting,
talk to
probably.
Mean Fern.
Are you sitting?
9-6-7-6-2-4-0.
Are you sitting down, or are you standing?
No, I'm standing. I've been standing this whole time.
You are? Wow, okay.
Yeah.
The whole race?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting in my bed. I'm not as pro. So okay, go on.
Well, I gotta shout out the full gamer tag there. First win. Oh yeah, Bean Fern 9676240. Is your audio in the stream? Just to make sure.
Yeah, it
Thumbs
should
up.
be.
All right, cool. Because we've had instances where people don't do that. But anyways, first win of the season. You came in at the middle of the season and slowly been working to the top step, and now you're finally there. First off, and probably the many questions I have for you, how does it feel to finally be on the top step of the podium?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty nice. I've had chances at other tracks here, but usually something else went wrong, either with the strategy or just something else. But yeah, I mean, nice to finally get a win in this league. So yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, we saw you were having some struggles at the beginning of the race. What was going on there? And we saw you were able to overcome those. So, were there any changes made, or was it just adaptability?
It's just more lack of practice at this track. 'Cause this track's so, especially on the controller, you kind of get one chance of making the turn, and if you mess up that one chance, uh, you're kind of like done for that corner, and you're gonna lose time. And a lot of these turns, like you have to really utilize the curving, and it took me a little while to get used to the like I think it's like turn 6, I want to say, somewhere in that range. The one right-hander, you can get a lot of time by using the curb on the entry, and I kept messing that up, and wasn't until later in the race when I can actually start hitting that with some consistency. So yeah, I mean, I didn't have a good first lap. I went first to like third, I think. So that didn't really help me, and that kind of allowed Ferrari to get ahead. So yeah.
Well, either way, you did a fantastic job to win that race. Been a long time coming, I guess you could say. I mean, you didn't come into the season right away, so maybe that's not the right saying, but definitely you were one of the favorites to win a race at least this season, and you finally accomplished that. So fantastic job! Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
You did a fantastic job out there, able to capitalize on other people's mistakes, and you did a very good job out there. And en route to your first win, this is also a fun fact. I made a lot of predictions that Sauber was going to do well this season. Turns out that the first driver that wins didn't even initially start on the team, so you can see how well I am with predicting lineups. But next week, we head to Circuit of the Americas, as Lucky Dog pointed earlier, everybody's home track. So, what are your chances of going back-to-back?
I don't know, that track, uh, depending upon your setup, I haven't really found a setup that I really, really like, just because you have a really fast first sector, you have a really long straightaway, and then you have like a pretty technical third sector, so it's hard to find a setup that fits everything. So it's just kind of just about like finding a middle ground. And I believe in the other league I've done reasonably well there. So I think if I just kind of stay out of trouble, and can stay consistent through the first sector and not get penalties, that yeah, I could do really well.
Well, regardless, you've already proven yourself over this season. You proved yourself tonight. So, once again, congratulations on your win, and hopefully we'll get to see you in the same place next week.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so time to wrap it up. End of the race. I don't think we've really had a race like this in a while. I think the last time we had something like anything remotely like this was Brazil last season. Where
Yeah, I lost
it was a race.
by a goddamn
It was a
penalty.
it was a race of it was a race
penalties
against
are my-
time. It was a race
my
against other
worst.
cars. race against everything. And I'm very impressed with the viewership, by far the most this season. So I don't know who brought everybody, or everybody just decided to say, hey, let's go to this guy's stream. Much appreciated. On average, 10 viewers. We got up to 13 during the interview. Now we're down to 3 as I say that. But nonetheless, I'm happy. If this is something that if this can start off the way it will for season 3, then I'll be a very happy Buno. Anyways, Lucky Dog, anything else for you to add?
Yeah, the race actually turned around pretty quickly towards the end. Actually, it was a pretty good race. It had a lot of tension. People making mistakes in the lead, and that ended up spicing this race up, and actually became a really good one as a result. Despite having a lack of races, which was a little disappointing, hopefully that will change for the next 2 races. This championship is still out in the open, and there's a lot that can happen between Midnight, Austin, and Alderfer for the championship, and I can't wait to see what USA and Brazil have in store.
Absolutely. Yeah. Conclusion of the race. We had another exciting finish. Probably the most exciting one of the year, to be honest. And if I can do the points in my head here, or I can look at somebody else's status, I can give you guys a quick number. So Austin would have 156 question mark?
159.
Really? Oh yeah, you did get 2 seconds. 159, and Midnight would get
184.
Midnight. No, I don't think
Yes.
Midnight would have 180.
Because he's
No.
from last race, he has 169. Because he got 5th last race, right?
And he got 4th, so 181. So it's a 22-point gap
Damn!
between Midnight and Austin, as Austin gives me the wrong numbers even though I was right. And Alderfer, with 148, I believe, is now 33 back. So those are your 3 hunters. VTech and Riot 2 after this race are eliminated for championship contentions. 2 different stories between the 2 drivers you had. Riot 2, who started to work his way up, didn't start off the greatest, but was able to clutch some good podiums. And then you had VTech, who either won or wrecked. He's like Ricky Bobby, either you finish first or you finish last. But he had a very good season, nothing to be ashamed of. Hopefully he can come back in the final 2 weeks and really prove why Mercedes is the dominant constructor. But yeah, it comes down to 3 drivers, and we'll see how that shapes out next week. We have the potential for a new points leader, but we also have the potential for a lockup of the title after the United States. And for you guys to find out, tune in 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week on BDF 48 Gaming's Twitch channel. Hopefully we have as exciting of a race, if not more, than what we had tonight. And anyways, I will catch you later. Take her easy.